Hi again, it's the 16th of March and guess what? My rhubarb is coming up, finally. One leaf, but it's a start. We covered the entire mulched area with a new layer of mulch and predictably the dandelions are coming through anyway. Look at this little patch of grass bursting through so exuberantly. There's the garlic bed, you can see the garlic now amongst the chickweed. And the beans, the broad beans, they're beginning to grow, I think. There may even be a little flower in there. Oh yes. That's the remaining leeks. We should take those pretty soon before they start to flower. So my proposed cherry orchard is proving problematic. Chris thinks, and actually I agree with him, that there isn't quite enough room to have 3 cherry trees. And also the existing one is of a tall habit. This is it. It's taller than me. If we build a fruit cage around it, it's going to have to be quite high, or we're going to have to prune the top off. I think if I build a fruit cage, it has to go between these. It can't include this plum tree, it's too big, and it doesn't need to be in a cage. This is a problem with having things that were pre-planted. They're all in the wrong place where you wouldn't put them yourself. And I've had word that my cherry trees that I ordered are arriving today, so decisions have to be made as to where they're going to be planted. So it's not really big enough to make a little cherry orchard, I agree. But I'm kind of hoping you can plant them closer than normal and keep them pruned. And there's a whole grove of self-sown peas here. Well, obviously we sowed them, but we didn't mean to. Just sitting in the ground, waiting for spring, which I think may have arrived. Although the weather is predicted to turn very cold tomorrow.
We ready? Ready? Go! Come on! Come on, these here. Here.
Here are my trees. They arrived rather late in the day, so they're sitting in a pot of water until such time as we can go and decide where they're going to go. So what I've got is a damson, maiden, Merryweather, which I hope will make good jam, and a cherry, Amber Heart, bush, and another cherry, Big Arrow. So we're moving the edge of the fruit cage to the right a little, so that plum tree will be beyond it. And we've planted the 2 new cherry trees, one each side of the cherry tree that was already there. And the damson has gone beyond the plum tree, also outside the fruit cage. So I think it's about the 19th of March today. We've been able to work on the allotment yesterday and today, although it's been very windy, it hasn't rained. So I'm sitting in the shed to talk because it's too windy out there. Chris is now trying to build up his new asparagus bed. The asparagus crowns arrived at the allotment office a couple of days ago, so he's got to get on with it. And he's built this thing from planks of wood, which a neighbouring allotment here got. He got a huge load of them from a shop fitting clear out from a garden centre. So they're kind of semi-rotted planks, but they're still good enough to make a raised bed. And he's put these things, he's just propped them up really. He's put wooden pegs in the ground to hold them in place. And he claims it's better to fill it up first, and then he'll know what shape he's got to finish it off with, and he'll secure them once it's full of compost. Which is an interesting way of building. I'm not quite sure what... We'll see. No comment. I'm not a builder. He loves to build. He just loves to make structures, so he's obviously had a lot more experience than I have. That's Lottie and Poppy, the neighbours' dogs. They're very yappy, but they're very, very sweet little Yorkies, out for their first morning exercise. Anyway, so Chris is expecting me to do some work. I better go and shovel some of that horse manure off. So I'm using a broken off fork because Chris is usually the only proper fork we have left. We had a second fork and it just disappeared one day. Don't know what happened to it. I'm taking all this horse manure that's really not needed here and moving it over to the raised bed. There's the raised bed so far. Possibly half full. Next time I'm going to go back and see what progress Chris has made with his asparagus bed. Bye.